I ain't no politician, I'm just a farmer's son. I don't walk on water, soon enough I will be gone. I know my dear old grandma should sleep warm in her bed. And I know there's 68 million people, and they all need to be fed. That's in Britain. So don't kick a farmer if you like butter on your toast. And don't kick a farmer if you enjoy your Sunday roast. Don't kick a farmer if you like a whiskey or a beer. And don't kick a farmer if you want milk in your tea. And don't kick a farmer if you like fish, chips and peas. And don't kick a farmer who provides your Mackie D.
North Wales is making some noise today, and it's not just the tractors rumbling down the streets of Llandudno. Farmers are fed up and they're taking a stand, loud, proud and impossible to ignore. So, what's got them so fired up? Stay tuned, because this story is about more than taxes. It's about livelihoods, legacies and a fight for the future. Coinciding with the Welsh Labour Conference, farmers are bringing their frustrations straight to the doorstep of decision makers. The spark. A major shake-up in inheritance tax rules. The government insists these changes are fair and won't affect most farming families. But the farming community, they're not buying it.
Farm a small family farm in the Fens. It's myself, my son and my father. My son's the 7th generation on the farm. The effects of the budget and the family farm tax means we'll lose the farm. It's as easy as that. They've been on the Treasury website and used their figures to work out the tax liability for us. Bearing in mind this is the smallest farm locally, we have an inheritance tax liability of £600,000. That's unsustainable for us. Our business model won't pay £600,000. We don't have that lying around. My neighbouring farms are double and triple the size of us. So their liability is even bigger. None of the local farms can stand this. So they're all working farms, they're not investment farms. So the bottom line is we lose the farm. Why I'm really annoyed, Labour were asked pre-election, post-election, pre-budget, were they going to introduce this new tax, and they said they weren't. And they've introduced a new tax, which finishes our business. It also affects other small businesses. As well as agricultural property relief, you've got business property relief, which is all inherited businesses. All small inherited businesses are affected by this. They're all ruined overnight.
Let's break down why this policy has triggered a wave of unrest. Here's what's at stake. Under the new rules, the inheritance tax relief threshold for agricultural and business property drops to £1 million. While this may sound generous to some, it's a far cry from the previous 100% relief that many farmers relied on to pass down their multi-generational farms. For property values above this limit, farmers now face a 20% tax rate, still less than the 40% standard rate for other properties. But for many, it's a cost they simply can't afford. Labour leader Sir Keir Starmer has defended the policy, claiming that most farms won't be affected. According to Treasury figures, couples can combine exemptions to shield up to £3 million from inheritance tax. Sounds reassuring, right? Not so fast. Farmers argue that the government's data doesn't align with the realities on the ground. DEFRA data paints a very different picture, suggesting that around 66% of farms exceed the £1 million threshold. This means a majority of farms could face substantial tax bills, potentially forcing families to sell land or equipment just to cover the costs. And the farmers? They're not sitting quietly. Organisers of the Enough is Enough protest have called for everything from tractors to slurry tankers to join the convoy. While they've pledged to keep things legal, the mention of slurry tankers has sparked speculation about French-style dirty protests. Imagine the streets of Llandudno painted. Well, let's hope it doesn't come to that. A farmer said, "This isn't just about numbers on a spreadsheet. It's about the future of our families and the communities we've built over generations. We need policies that understand the realities of farming life, not ones that make it harder. Meanwhile, Welsh First Minister Eluned Morgan took a moment to spin some tracks at the conference. Her message: celebrate all that we love about Wales. But for farmers worrying about their futures, this didn't exactly hit the right note. The farmers' message is clear: enough is enough. Whether this protest will force the government to rethink its inheritance tax policy remains to be seen. But one thing's certain: North Wales has shown us the power of rural communities standing together. What do you think? Are these tax changes fair? Or are they a step too far? Drop your thoughts in the comments and don't forget to subscribe for more stories that matter.